What's down with it, everybody? It's your boy Mookie Jones. I have a problem with Giannis Antetokounmpo being ranked over Steph Curry. And before we get to the video, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. We got a great episode for y'all today. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all know during this time, everybody likes to release their top 10 players of the NBA list because we about a couple of days away for training camp, right? And that's where, the time where they release their, top 10 players in the NBA list. So when I was looking around and looking at everybody's list, like on Twitter, ESPN, Bleacher Report, CBS Sports, all the other, sports, platforms, everybody has Giannis over Steph Curry, right? And even though that's their opinion, if you want to put Giannis as the best player in the world, I have no problem with that. But I don't understand why Giannis is over Steph Curry. Right, I think Steph Curry is the best player in the world. We talking about terms of impact and overall production in the playoffs. There's no way that you don't have Steph Curry as the best player in the NBA. The man was putting up historical numbers in the playoffs. He was putting up historical numbers in the NBA Finals. The dude in the finals, the defense that gave the likes of Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo problems, Steph Curry lit that defense up. The man averaged over 32, 6, and 5, shooting 48% from the field, 42% from the three-point line, and 85% from the free-throw line as well. Right, and he won the Finals MVP and won an NBA champion. Right, if you look at Steph Curry, what he did in Game 4 in the fourth quarter, right, dropped 16 points. Right, where everybody criticized Steph Curry for coming up short in the fourth quarter in the NBA Finals, Steph Curry finally delivered, and he cooked the Boston Celtics and won a championship. Right, we sit there and say Steph Curry would never be in the predicament of carrying the Golden State Warriors to the NBA Finals. We sit there and kill Steph Curry for not making the playoffs. We sit there and say that the Warriors would never be in the position where they can win championships again. And Steph Curry, within a year, erase all the narratives and waste all the doubt. Now, we're looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo, for example, right? Even though Giannis won a championship, he dropped 50 in the closeout win against the Phoenix Suns, right? I believe this was the year for Giannis Antetokounmpo to put a stamp on him being the best player in the NBA, right? Even though, in the playoffs, he was missing Chris Middleton. They beat, the Chicago Bulls and then going to the Boston Celtics. Do y'all know that everybody favored the Milwaukee Bucks to win that series, right? Even without Chris Middleton, right? And what did Giannis Antetokounmpo do? When he was up 3-2, going against Boston to close out the game, even though Giannis Antetokounmpo dropped 40-some points, right? Jason Tatum cooked the whole Milwaukee Bucks defense. The man dropped over 46 points, and Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't take the challenge of guarding Jason Tatum out on the perimeter. And then in the Game 7, right? Elimination game, where the players, the least of the least, always stand out and come through in a Game 7 elimination game. And what did Giannis Antetokounmpo do in the second half? Disappear, right? The dude was missing wide open layups. The dude was missing taking three-pointers that was not going in. He was turning over the goddamn ball. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo did not come through in the Game 7. Didn't come through in the Game 7 and got put out in the second round, right? But people still calling this man the best player in the world. They still call this man the best player in the world. I understand he took the Boston Celtics to 7 games without Middleton. But if you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's numbers in that series, he was not efficient. The man, gets all his points in the restricted area, right? And the man shot, I believe, 40-something% from the field. He shot 29% from the three-point line and shot, 70-something% from the free throw line as well. So his efficiency wasn't there, right? But I still call this man the best player in the world after getting put out in the second round. And Giannis Antetokounmpo hasn't made a case where he's definitely the best player in the world. No, he's not better than Steph Curry. He's not a better offensive player than Steph Curry. Steph Curry makes his guys better. The only thing you can sit there and give Giannis over Steph Curry is defense. But Giannis is not better than Steph Curry, period. Steph Curry can make the claim that he is still the best offensive player in the NBA. We're talking about in terms of gravity, all ball movement, his shooting, coming up big in the clutch. Steph Curry can make the claim that he is the best offensive player in the NBA. Real talk. Can't say the same thing about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Actually, he has a lot of flaws on offense and on the defensive side of the ball. He don't have a set jumper. His post game is horrible, right? His inside game is predicated on bullying guys over, right? He just now developed as a passer, but he was a horrible passer in his MVP years when he got walked down by Kawhi and when he got swept by the Miami Heat, right? So, and then on defensive side of the ball, yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a great help side defender under the basket. He's a great shot blocker. He's good at recovering, especially on the pick and rolls. But if we look at the terms of perimeter defense, Giannis Antetokounmpo is horrible. The man can't move his feet. He can't stay away shooter. He sometimes foul the shooters, especially on the perimeter. So Giannis Antetokounmpo is not a great on-ball defender. So there's a lot of flaws in Giannis Antetokounmpo game. And for me, one championship, one Finals MVP don't sit there and crown you the best player in the world. Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the best two-way players in the league, but I don't think he is, in fact, best two-way player in the league. But if we talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had a whole entire playoff run to prove that he was the best player in the world, and he came up short. He didn't come through in a Game 7. He didn't. Right? There had never been a time where I sit there and say that Giannis Antetokounmpo was the best player in the playoffs. Never. Not 2019, that was Kawhi Leonard. Not 2018. Not, 2020. Because you can make an argument it was AD or LeBron or Kawhi up into that Game 7 where he choked. Not 2021. I believe it was KD and Kawhi that was the best player in the playoffs. The year that he won a championship, it was KD and Kawhi. But unfortunately, KD got, came up short and then Kawhi got injured. Right? In 2022, I believe it was either Luka, Steph. You can make an argument that with Jimmy, Tatum. I never looked at Giannis Antetokounmpo as the best player in the playoffs either years that he played in, because there were just guys that was better. So I don't think Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA until he can come through big and lead his team back to the NBA Finals and win a championship again. One championship, one Finals MVP don't put you as the best player in the world, especially when you got a lot of flaws and limitations in your game too as well. You look at a guy like Steph Curry, who's one of the best offensive players we ever seen in our time, and he's still producing on that level consistently to this day. And if you look at the overall production in the playoffs and the overall production in the NBA Finals, you can't sit there and tell me that this man is the best player in the NBA, because he is. The man won the Finals MVP, won the NBA championship, won All-Star MVPs, very productive in the playoffs, right? Beat records this year. Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA. Stop that, man. Let me know in the comment section who y'all think is better between Steph Curry and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and who deserves the crown of being the best player in the NBA. Y'all let me know, man. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. I'll holler at y'all next episode. Peace, gang.